Holiday can be fun or can be chaotic for people. It all depends on who is involved and what those involved knows. Today I'm going to be telling you 3 steps you need to take to make your holiday beautiful for yourself and for your children. Now, holiday is a time when children are given some moment to rejuvenate, to recuperate from the long school period when they had to go to school back to back, Monday to Friday, and all of that. So holiday is a time where children are allowed to take some break and have some rest from academic work. But sometimes, or most times, for some parents, it is usually a very difficult time because parents don't know what to do with their children. They're all over the place, they're making noise, they're disturbing the neighborhood, they're doing all manner of things, they're picking on each other, and parents get worked out. And so they're looking for the way out, they're looking for rescue, because they don't know what else to do with their children. However, some other parents that have enough knowledge knows what to do with their children part time. And so they don't get overwhelmed. They don't even want holiday to be over because they know what to do with their children part-time. So why some parents want their children back home? Some others do not want their children. They actually want their children to remain in school. If they had their way, they'll make it a long stretch of going to school without any break because they feel holiday is a time when children are at home and they don't have their privacy, they don't have time to do what they want to do. So I'm going to be sharing with you some steps that you can begin to take to turn your holiday from being chaotic to being amazing, from being chaotic to being awesome, to being fun for yourself and for your children, and also make it a memorable one that they will forever remember because our children are watching and it is what we do with them that they're going to remember. So number one, create structure. You don't have structure in your home, you are going to be overwhelmed. You're going to have a chaotic home because everything goes, whatever comes goes. There is no certainty, there is no predictability in what to expect and when to expect it. So that makes the home a very chaotic place and there is no rest. It makes the home restless. You need to start putting structure in your home if you do not have structure. What does structure mean? Structure is simply a laid down plan or a laid down goals of what is expected to be done or what someone is supposed to do part-time. That is structure. Structure can be in the hierarchy of who does what, when is so thing done, how do we do things here, and that's it. What time do we do what we do? That is what structure is about. For some people, they do not have it in their home, and so every time you have yourself worked up because you move from this to that, there is no awareness of, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And when children do not know what to expect and what to do next, they will be restless. They will be all over the place. They won't be calm. They will not be, calculated because they don't know what to expect. They just follow whatever mommy said part time. That's what we do. There is no predictability. They can't tell when they sleep. They can't tell when they should eat. They can't tell when they should have a nap. They can't tell when they should play and when they should read. That is very bad for children. Children need structure, they need routine, they need pattern to develop properly, to develop well. So if you do not have structure in your home for this holiday period, this is a good time to sit down and create one. And if you have older children, create it with them. Tell them this is what we're going to do on this day, on that day. And it's going to help you to have more time for yourself because when children are engaged meaningfully, it helps them to give you some time and some space. So create structure in your home today. The next one is engage your children in meaningful activities every day. Engage them in meaningful activities. Don't let any day come and they don't know what to do. Put things in place. My home, before the end of section or before the end of the term, I already have a plan of what it is I'm going to be doing with my daughter, what we do as a family, what she do individually, and all of that. So it makes it easier. Once the holiday starts, she already knows what to expect. She knows the things that she was going to be doing. She had loads and loads of building blocks, loads and loads of puzzles of different shapes, different types of interest to her. She loves fixing her puzzles. She loves doing her games. She loves everything about her holiday because there is something to be done. She knows what to expect. So engage your children in meaningful activities. Don't let them just roam around to be here and there, do this at this minute, next minute they're jumping up, the next minute they're playing, the next minute they are hitting each other. All of that makes it chaotic and makes holiday a horrible period for you. So in order to avoid or lay from being horrible for you, these are the steps you must. And when you take those steps, you don't need to yell, you don't need to shout, you don't need to scream, you don't need to beat your children up, make life miserable for them just because you refuse to put things in perspective. You refuse to put things together to make sure that their activities for the holiday are put in place. It requires you to sit down. You are the parent. It is your job to make your home as it should be. If your home is disorganized, it is your job, not your children. So do not put the blame on them. Put the blame on yourself because you refuse to do what you should do. It is meaningful activities that you can engage your children in. Like I already mentioned, building block. Building block is a very beautiful tool to build cognitive skills in children, focus, to extend their attention span, to help them in problem solving because they are able to lay one block at a time and develop their motor skills also. Do puzzles with them. Puzzles is also another great tool that you can use to teach your children to build their skills, to build their focus, to build their ability to initiate a task, to build their ability to finish a task. Because sometimes when children get on things and feel that they cannot continue doing it, they get frustrated and they want to abandon it. My daughter did that earlier when she was starting to use puzzles. So when she gets tired, she starts throwing tantrums, she starts feeling frustrated, and I'm just calmly telling her, you can do it. Maybe you need to take some break and come back later. What do you think? And yes, she will go and come back and we'll try again, and she gets it this time. So you need to invest time in teaching your children how to fix puzzles of different ages. You can get cheap puzzles. There are puzzles that are cheap. You don't need to buy the most expensive one because I know you're already thinking, oh, I don't have money, I don't know how to find it. If you seek for something, trust me, you're going to find it. Whatever it is you're looking for, you will find. But you don't see what you're not looking for. That's just the truth. So do puzzles with them. The next one is coloring and painting. Make sure you give them opportunity to color and paint, especially for younger children, even for older children. It helps to build your concentration. You're able to focus, build focus. You look at this thing and you start imagining what it should look like after you've painted or colored it. So it helps children, even children that have autism, it actually helps to correct their autism. It helps to build it helps in their development because they don't develop in the same pace as other children. So they need that coloring, they need that painting. You can use coloring by numbers for children with autism, even for other children. My daughter does coloring by numbers. She does coloring by numbers here. So it helps her. Now she's getting better at it. Initially, we will struggle, we'll fight, will take a lot of time. But now she just does it in a twinkle of an eye. She's done. And these things build their numerical skills, their numerical strength. So you see children that does these things are very good at maths. You don't need a lesson teacher for your children in maths. Just give them these puzzles, building block, coloring. The next thing you should do is to do outdoor games with your children. Stop keeping them just inside the house. Allow them to go outside. Allow them to explore. Children are just locked up in their home and then giving all manner of things to play with. Take your children out. What are the games you can play outside? You can play football. You can play football. You can play with sand. You can let them play with sand. Children need to play with sand. If you don't have one because of where you live, manufacture one. Yes, you heard me right. Get them sand. They need to play with sand. Play hide and seek. Play sway. Play anything. Just make sure that it can be running around, it can be riding bicycle, whatever it is. Let them go outside and play. Next activity you can do with them is to read. Let them read. Read to them, and also for older children, allow them to read. Get them interesting books, not academic books. Outside of academics, it can be storybook, it can be novels, it can be fun fact book, it can be picture book, whatever, depending on your child or your children. Get them book that suits them and their learning style. And then the number 16 is to write. Let your children write. For younger children, give them books to scribble, to write numbers, to write letters, to write 2-letter words, 3-letter. My daughter does that so well. She writes even during school period. She will always come back after her assignment. She will just want to be writing and keep writing, making short phrases, short sentences, giving us sight words, making 2-letter words. All of that builds on what they are learning in school. So don't think that it's just play or take it for granted. They're actually developing with what you're teaching them. Let them write stories if they can. Let the older ones write stories. Write by yourself and also read to them. It makes your bonding with your children stronger. And then the next thing you have to do is watch a movie together. I didn't say give them to watch. I said watch it together as a family. It creates that bond. It creates opportunity to connect with your children and also help them to understand the lessons in the movie. Let it not just be movies that are not for them. Make sure it is movie that are age appropriate and has lessons, specific lessons that you want them to learn from it. So that will help them to have an idea that you don't just watch movie for entertainment, you also watch it for education, for the things you're going to learn from them. So that's going to help your holiday period to become more fun. And also for your children, especially, they look forward to holidays. My daughter looks forward to holiday, honestly, because she knows it's a lot of fun and things to be done. The last thing is reduce screen time. Please, by all means, reduce screen time. Yes, I know I've mentioned watching a movie, but that should be specific time, amount of time, duration. You should have duration, and that will be it. Don't bombard children with watching too much screen morning, afternoon, night because they're on holiday. I know that holiday provides opportunity for that, but do not take it for granted and now start bombarding children with too much screen, with too much watching TV, playing games with your phone. Those things are okay, it has its place, but do not overdo it, please, for the sake of your child's development and focus, because too much screen reduces focus and causes children to be distracted easily by just anything. And then make sure you give them time to take a nap. My daughter doesn't miss nap for anything, and she doesn't do less than 2 hours. I mean, that's the minimum. She can do 3 or 4. Children need at least 12 hours of sleep every day. So when will your child run through the day without any sleep? That is not helping that child. So make sure in your day, it could be from 12 to 1, 12 to 2, or 1 to 3, 1 to 2, so that they have it as a routine every day. Now my daughter knows, okay, mommy, I want to sleep. She'll just go lie down by herself. I don't need to stress. I don't need to shout. But for the days that she doesn't feel like sleeping, I'll still remind her, look at the things that you need to do after you're awake. So until you sleep, those things are not going to happen, because those other things are things that she likes. So because she wants to have those privileges, she goes to sleep. So you can use the same trick for your children. Let them know that there will be reward for sleeping. Yes, when you're starting, you can encourage them by rewarding them after sleeping. But with time, it becomes a part of them that they even enjoy, because they are the one benefiting from it and not you, the parents. So I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please like this video, comment on it, share your thoughts on it, and I'll be waiting in the comment section. Also subscribe if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, because if you don't, you're going to be missing so much, just like you see today. And I'll see you again in our next video. Thank you, and don't forget to share this video with someone. I'll see you again in our next video. Bye.